Wow, look at this bro. He is tall.
This is 2 days ago.
What do you think? Yeah, huge. Can you imagine one of these guys walking up on you? Oh my god.
It is the same thing.
It is?
Yeah.
It is what I think it is?
Yeah.
That's so small. Malenki.
See, the right penis. Penis.
Oh, it is? Yeah. Okay, wow, thank you. Thank you for your translation.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Привет and welcome from Moscow. St. Petersburg, Russia. Today we're with Nastaya, Shubham, and Yulia. Nastinka, Yulinska, and Beep. Today we are at the Zoological Museum. The problem with the museum is that we don't quite know if we're allowed to go in. Russia has all these rules with COVID that technically any other vaccine, AstraZeneca, Pfizer, stuff like this don't work. You need to have the Russian Sputnik vaccine. So, хорошо.
4 студентский тикет.
Да.
Почему? Это студент. Это...
Ой-ой.
We got our jacket off, but I'm going to keep wearing my Russian hat. So the reason we're at this place, I never really explained, is that this is Zoological Museum. They have some really fascinating specimens, like this big whale up here. But the specimen that I'm looking for most are the mammoth whales. The mammoth.
Hold it up, like GoPro.
I'm new to this whole this tripod thing. I usually don't use my phone. I think GoPro is easier because when I film like this, everybody sees my screen. So, okay, I'm gonna look around the museum and we'll see if I can find some cool things to show you guys. The good thing about the museum is that everything is all completely in Russian.
But they write, what is this?
That's right, they just had their name. I think I can figure out that this is a blue whale. Actually, you know, scuba diving with sharks is quite fun because despite how mean they look, like this guy, the hammerhead, they do look really scary, but they're actually very just not curious. They're just kind of like stupid. They come by, and when you're scuba diving, they'll come up to you and they'll bump into you and then keep going on. So they're not really curious. They're not coming to bite you. Whoa! Look at this guy, beautiful. These are the guys that I really want to see. These are up in Murmansk. But most importantly, I want to go scuba diving to go get these guys. Spider crabs. And so when you go scuba diving with them, then you catch it on its back, and then you snap off the front claws so it can't get at you. Snap off the claws, and then bring it back up into the ship and cook it on the scuba diving ship. So hopefully that's an adventure I can do for you sometime soon. Something I just want to do. Hi. Would you like to say anything, Yulia?
What? Say something. Это creepy. So scary.
This place?
Да. I like it. I'm biologist. I
Yes.
know. I learned it. I hate biology, you know.
How dare you?
Like,
Очень большой. Polar bears. Да, конечно. They're actually polar bears are the only animals that actively hunt humans. But the thing that we came here for is this bad boy. This is a Yakutian mammoth. Different from a mastodon. It's the tusks. One of them is straight and the other one is curved like this. But this guy was pulled out from like central/eastern Russia. It's all in Russian, so I can't really explain it to you. But he was found sitting like this. But most importantly, he still has the fur and this kind of stuff. Some of it is original, some of it's not. But a really, really excellent discovery. What do you think? They are huge. But what makes them so interesting is that these guys are dug up almost primarily just for the tusks. They're different, like I said, so this one's mammoth. Mastodon then has the straight tusks. But basically these Yakutians or Central Asians, people that live in this region, they'll come and they'll dig up just to find the bones, get the tusk. Of course, tusk is illegal to kill elephants for them now. You can't kill African elephants, Asian elephants to get their tusk. And so since they can't kill living animals for it, and it's like poaching is so protected, I mean like so many governments are stopping it from happening, that instead what people do then is if they actually want the tusk, especially like in China, they're really valuable, carved tusks. And so instead they'll be digging up the fossils of old mammoths and mastodons to get the tusk then, and that's all they're going after. They just want the tusk, and then they'll probably pound it off for about 2,500 or so to bring it over to the Chinese border. The Chinese border then will probably get bought for about 16,000, and then once it gets carved up and everything, then they get to be worth like $250,000 or so, a carved up tusk, and they can put, you know, people on it, they can put designs, all this kind of stuff. So, but what's interesting about it though is that they'll come in and they'll pull out just the tusk, and then almost all the other bones, most people usually don't care for them. And then this one, of course, it's really lucky that it's all together, and they actually kept it together. Some of these treasure hunters, they're actually like good guys, because they if they find something really remarkable like this, sometimes they actually will just give it to the scientific institutions. But other times they'll just take the tusk and then throw out the rest of the bones. They'll get washed down into the river. A whole bunch of prehistoric bones. And here's one more mammoth, baby mammoth. I think there's actually another one somewhere around here. I've never been to this museum, of course, but I think oh, here, take a look at this. Okay, here he is. I think this one's Dina. I can't remember its name. I saw a documentary about this bad guy once, but it's almost like petrified, turned into stone. Again, we have some of the fur. But what was most remarkable about these guys is that recently they discovered some that have still like some frozen blood, because it's up in permafrost, and so they're able to clone the animal essentially. We got some more of them. This is of course what it would look more of. Yeah, mammoth. Massive tusks. So something like this bad guy, that'd be a really, really nice payday for some guys. So they'll take it off and they'll carve all of this, and then all of this no one would care about, which I think is really sad, really interesting. We got a whole bunch of them over here. Could you imagine just like walking in, you know, in the fields, and just out of nowhere, these big guys. I mean, you can see how big it is compared to me. Even I'm tall, but if you imagine one of these guys walking up on you, like, oh my God. But it makes me really curious because, like I said, most of the time, people are just coming for the tusk, and so the rest of the bones just get thrown out. They don't care about them. So I want to go out to these dig sites out in Yakutsk and see if we can go find some of these bones. I don't think you're allowed to take them out of Russia, but it'd just be interesting to go, you know, everything from like elk to, of course, mammoth bones and all this kind of stuff. Shark teeth, megalodon teeth, and this kind of stuff. One last kind of interesting fact about these guys. There's some more interesting stuff. I thought that was something else for a second, but I don't think it's what I think it is. We got some hair samples and this kind of stuff. Here you can see the bone, this kind of stuff. One kind of interesting thing is that a lot of...
It is the same thing.
It is?
Yeah.
It is what I think it is?
Yeah.
That's so small. Очень маленький.
See, they're like penis.
Oh, it is, yeah. Okay, wow, thank you. Thank you for your translation. It's actually very small. It's not as big as I thought it was. One day, eventually, I'll post a video of, I went to the world's largest phallological museum in Reykjavik, Iceland. I just never posted the video about it, but a huge museum dedicated to penises from every animal. And this is one penis that I have never seen off of an animal. But I was going to mention, though, it's actually kind of fitting that this is here, because I was going to mention that a lot of the mammoths that they find are actually male. And the reason for this is that most of the time in order to get a fossil, it needs to fall in like a bog or something like this. And so a lot of times it's males that are like not quite, I don't know, say bouncing around stupid, and they're playing around, and then they actually fall into mud or something, and then they suffocate and die in the mud, and then their body actually gets preserved. And so that's why a lot of them are male. These would be elephants. Still just nothing compared to this though. I also forgot to mention this one. This is another one of the famous ones. I was correct, that one is Dima. I did find a sign for it eventually, but Russian, Izvinita, sorry. Izvinita, sorry, I can't translate. But again, really fascinating that it has all the fur on it. The way that these guys are discovered is actually really cool. There was, so like I said, this is Dima. Here's the photo I found of how they dig it out. Like that's the way that it's found in the soil. But it's found like 5 feet underground. Man, it'd be wicked to go check these out. Despite all looking the same, these zebras are not all the same. Everybody always thinks when they see a zebra that, just like the colors and everything. One of the main distinguishing factors, especially ones in like, ones that you'll find in like the Serengeti and some of those most famous safari lands, would be like the one back here. And the way you can tell them is that on the front, the stripes are going up and down, and then towards the back, they go side to side. And so some of these ones, as you can see, this would be a completely different species. Shubham has just come to tell me that the special appendage that we saw just a second ago was not a real one. What did you say? The one that we saw
Was from the baby one?
From a baby. So the real one, they're saying.
What's там?
You want me to really zoom in on that?
Вот это.
Wow.
Нормально?
Очень большой. These big guys. It's not going to say exactly on here, but this is a European bison, and these are the American bison. We have these. These are special near my home area. In fact, our football teams are named after them. You can tell basically in the bump of the neck. And wow, look at this bro. He is tall.
Oh, the Mongolian horse, right? So the Mongolian camel, right?
No. This one's this is Ramadan, because it's got the 1D.
Oh yeah.
This one is Brahmadary. I think she's saying Zakrita.
Siberian tigers.
Siberian. Panthera tigris. As well, we have the lions over here. It's weird. It's weird coming to see them here because we've seen them in the wild. We've seen them alive, and like.
I can feel Serengeti.
Yeah. Like,
see, it is saying even it is in Serengeti. See?
yeah.
See? It's near to Kilimanjaro. This part of the lines.
Mm-hmm. Actually, no. This is southern. This is Lake Victoria.
Yeah.
So this would be like. That's not true. That's not accurate. Okay, Shu and I are going to correct this map. These lions are not found right here. There's no lions. These are people. This is where the capital of Tanzania is, Dodoma. So the tigers are actually, the lions are north of this. They're actually over in this area, and then on the Kenyan border. And there's not really any up here on the Ugandan side, but they'd be mostly right there. So this is incorrect.
Ты давай. Это Субам Кумар. Намат Субам.
Otomalenki.
Маленький кит.
Oh, there's me?
Yes.
Where am I at?
Oh yeah. Message due 2 days ago.
Okay, so we're walking around. Find some Indians.
Yeah. Namaste.
What's your name, bhai?
I'm Amit.
Ahmed and...
Anis.
Perfect. Nice to meet you guys.
Famous bloggers.
Is it a fire? I don't know.
It's
like
school bell. School bell. Okay, go.
Zakrita! Leave.
What do you want to show Brayden? Julia asked you. What do you want to show Brayden? What do you want to show Brayden? Kangaroo? Kangaroo.
Со звонком не слышно будет.
So loud. Apparently Yulia thinks that this is me. Okay, ready?
No. No, wait.
Zakrita. Okay, we're heading out now. I think that's gonna wrap up this video. The Zoological Museum. I'd actually recommend it. It's kind of a cool place.
It's not expensive too. It's 400 rubles. First
And if student was 200.
200, yeah.
Student is $3, and then normal ticket is $6. So, до свидания. Any last words?
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.